guys, Jeff Scallon with PecSculptor here. We've got a bunch of videos up now promoting the product, commercials, infomercials, interviewing people on the street. So what I wanted to do today was take a step back and do a quick video that doesn't have any of the hype, any of the fluff, no studios, no teleprompters, no peaches, no spray tans, just pure unadulterated physiology and really getting back to the basics to answer the question of why is the PecSculptor so effective and why does it have such a strong bite to it? So let's get right into it. And we're talking about training the muscles of the chest. All right? First, let's talk about the gym. If you're going to the gym, what exercises should you be doing for your chest? Well, the two main exercises are going to be presses and flies. There's an old saying that says if you could only have one exercise and one exercise only for your chest, what would it be? And the answer is the bench press. The bench press. The bench press is the go-to exercise for chest development since time immemorial. You will have individuals that can go to the gym and do 3 to 5 sets of flat bench, and after a few months they will have phenomenal chests that are out of this world. They're developed in proportion in every single spot, and it's incredible. Now on the flip side of that, you'll have guys that go to the gym and they'll bench and they'll bench and they'll bench without stopping, but their chests are awful. And in these types of individuals, what happens is their front deltoids, the muscles at the front of the shoulders, can be very, very strong and almost overpowered, and they'll really end up taking a lot of the effort away from the chest during the lift. And the same thing can be said of the triceps, right? The muscles at the back of the arms, if they're very, very strong, they can rob the chest of a lot of the benefit that it's trying to get from the bench press, okay? Most people are somewhere in between those two extremes, okay? Those represent two extreme endpoints, and most of us individuals, myself included, are somewhere in the middle. I'm probably more towards the people with the stronger deltoids and triceps, and I tend to not get as much out of the bench press. But it is still the gold standard exercise to go to, and it is known as a mass builder. Okay, so this is for mass. It is traditionally known for mass, and that reputation is very well founded. Okay, it's a compound exercise. You can really pile the weight on the bar, and you can really pile the pounds of muscles on your chest with it. Okay? Next exercise, flies. What are some examples of this? Well, here's your pec deck, or cable crossover machine, or dumbbell flies, whatever, fill in the blank. We're just putting this in there as an example. And its claim to fame, traditionally again, is known as definition. Definition. Okay? If the presses are known for mass, the flies are known for definition, okay? You can really try to shape the muscle and bring out the striations and definition everywhere, okay? Bring out that muscular separation, all right? And this isn't a strict either-or proposition here, okay? It's not that you won't get any definition with the press, and it's not that you won't get any mass with the flies. It's just that, generally speaking, you will get more mass than you will definition with the presses, and you'll get more definition than you will mass with flies. So it's an appropriate distinction to make, okay? So which one should you do in the gym? You should do both. And that's what most people tend to do. They do both. Even people that are very gifted with their chest development using bench press, they'll still incorporate flies into their workout, because that's the wise thing to do, right? So how do you get a better chest? Well, if you've got all the resources available to you, time isn't a constraint, money's not a constraint, you should go to the gym. You should go to the gym, you should hire a personal trainer and get on a good diet plan and work. Okay, there are not any shortcuts whatsoever, all right? That being said, not everyone finds themselves in a position where they can just go all out and go to the gym and do just that, okay? Sometimes circumstances put people into certain situations where maybe they don't have time to go to the gym, or maybe they're injured and they can't go to the gym, or they're injured and they can't jump on a bench press. I know that was my case. And they have to find alternate ways of training. So that's really where the PecSculptor comes in. And I'm going to erase this here, or I'm going to change this rather from gym to home. Okay, so now we're not talking about training in the gym anymore, we're talking about training at home. Unless you have a home gym, we're going to substitute bench press here for push-ups. And I'm going to take pec deck out and put PecSculptor in. Okay? Push-ups. Alright? Now push-ups aren't so much known to put hordes and hordes of mass on your chest like the bench press is. Okay, so we're going to remove the distinction here, mass, and we're going to remove the distinction, definition. PecSculptor is still for definition, but let's just get rid of both of them there to be uniform. Okay, so if you want to bring your presses and your flies to your home, you do push-ups and you do PecSculptor. Then you've got all the motions that you would have in the gym right there in the comfort of your very own home. All right? Now, we'll get people sometimes that say, well, why not just do push-ups? And the easy answer to that is, well, when you go to the gym, why not just do bench press? It's a silly question, okay? But there are actually a lot of people out there that can't do push-ups very easily, okay? They might have problems with their shoulders, or we'll get a lot of clients that haven't worked out in a while, and they've got a lot of extra weight down here in the lower belly, okay? And that puts a lot of strain on the lower back when they're trying to do push-ups, okay? And it's not very comfortable for them. So to get them back into exercising, they really appreciate having a device that they can do standing up, or in some cases even laying down for some of our customers that are paraplegics and the like. So yeah, presses and flies for chest training at home. Another question we get is, why spend the money and get the PecSculptor when you could just do dumbbell flies? You can do that at home. All you need is a bench and some dumbbells. So why would someone want to spend the money on this PecSculptor here? Okay. Well, I'm going to try to draw a cross section here of a dumbbell fly. I'm a very poor artist, but I will try. Okay. And while I'm drawing this, I'll say that I love dumbbell flies. When I was able to do them, it was one of my favorite exercises. Okay. There's something very satisfying about having these, weights held out at the end of your arms, bringing them together and having them clank each time, okay? That's a fun thing to do, okay? And it's a great exercise, and if you have the stuff at home, I definitely suggest that you do them. In fact, this is actually the perfect counterbalance to the PecSculptor, and here's why. So this here is our bench. Here's a guy with his arms extended with two dumbbells, okay, if you can kind of tell that. Gravity is pointing straight down. I'll do this in a different color. His chest is lifting the weights upwards here. So at the end of the motion, at the beginning of the motion rather, he has to lift perfectly against gravity, okay? So he's going to have his maximum resistance. The exercise has its maximum resistance to offer right at the beginning, okay? It's also the point where your shoulders are at their most anatomically compromised position, out like this. Okay, it has a notorious reputation of being very hard on the shoulder, this exercise, as cool as it is, okay? But that's at the beginning of the motion. Now if we come around here, and I'll try to draw the same thing again if I can. So here's our bench, here's our guy's head. Oop. I'm drawing him at the end of the motion now, so now his arms are straight up and the weights are together. Here, gravity is still pointing straight down. Where is his chest having to move the weights? Here, he's bringing the weights together like this. This is where his chest is pushing the weights. Here, his chests are having to resist gravity. It's having to overcome the force of gravity. There are two forces opposing each other. Here, he has absolute zero resistance on his chest muscles. Gravity is pointing 90 degrees perpendicular to the direction of motion here in this case, okay? And that's a major drawback of this exercise here. Lovely as it is, at the end range of motion of this exercise, you have zero resistance, okay? Now, compare this to the PecSculptor. PecSculptor has a torsion spring. The more you squeeze, the harder it gets. So when you get to the end position of the exercise, you're experiencing the maximal resistance that the device has to offer. Okay, that's also where the pectoral muscles are fully contracted. So what tends to happen is you'll get a good overall chest workout with the PecSculptor, but at that end range of motion, right when the arms are together, you get the maximum resistance. And what that has a tendency to do is really just sear in the definition on the inside of the pecs. It has a really good reputation for hitting the inner chest very, very well. So well, in fact, that you'll get people that even go to the gym. So we're not talking about home people anymore, but we'll get people that go to the gym and have a full chest workout, flat bench, incline, decline, dumbbell flies, you name it, they're doing it in the gym. And then at the end of their chest workout, they'll jump on the PecSculptor and they'll do a 330 workout. Or I've seen some people do a variation of a 330 where they'll take the device, they'll crank out 30 repetitions, they'll do their 30-second isometric hold, and then they'll just grind until they can't anymore. And it makes a real good finisher. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, shoot us an email, leave a comment below. If you like the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. We'll have some more training tips for you as time goes on.